You're tuned in to The Thinking Class with Lawrence D. Adams. Let's go.
Salute everyone. This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. Let me lower my mic down a little bit. Let's get going. Thank you so much. Hey, what's good to see you, DJ Troy. Today we're talking about you were trained to shrink. Now it's time to lead. Let me get that and put my stuff over here. You were trained to shrink. Now it's time to lead. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. Let me put the title up there so you can see what I'm talking about today. Last night I tossed and turned and tossed and turned and turned, excuse me, and turn and toss, congested. But I'm here today. I'm going to go live. You guys don't miss out on what I'm talking about today. Today, we're talking about you were trained to shrink. Now it's time for you to lead. There is a season and a reason you hesitate to speak up. Why you second guess yourself, even though you know the answer. Let me read that again. There's a reason you hesitate to speak up. Why you second guess yourself, even though you know the answer. You were trained to shrink by school, by your mother, by the world, but that version of you does not fit to where you're going. Let me clear this up again, so I got to say it again. There's a reason you hesitate to speak up. Why you second guess yourself, even though you know the answer. You were trained to shrink by school, by your mother, by your father, by the world, but that version of you does not fit to where you are going. You were trained to shrink, to bottle yourself up. Today, we're going to dismantle that so that you walk in transformation today. It's time for you to lead. Society has trained, especially the boys, to be nice. Don't be too much. Tone it down to make others comfortable. The results, men have become passive, performative, and emotionally locked up. I'm going to read over that again. society, I've often taught men to be nice. No, be the nice guy. Be nice. You don't want to offend anybody. Be nice. Just, always make sure you don't hurt anybody's feelings. Don't be too much. That means don't show off that who you really are as a man. Tone it down to make others comfortable. Have you heard people say to you, tone it down so you can make others comfortable? I know I have been taught that, to tone it down. What's going on? What's going on, my dude? What's going on, Cliff? You? What's going on? We've been taught to tone it down to make others comfortable. Don't speak your mind. Don't express how you really feel. The results, men have become passive, performative, and emotional locked up. Passive. We have too many men, and I've been guilty of it, been passive, performative, and emotional locked up. You've been trained to shrink, just to float into the crowd and nobody recognize you. You've been trained to tone it down. Don't be too much. If you say too much, everyone's not going to agree with you. But today we're going to dismantle that, to bring you from that point to transformation today. I don't want one man that's listening to this to tone it down anymore. I don't want you to be nice. I know a lot of you is like, well, I was taught to be nice. Some of y'all are too nice. You're softer than a wet piece of toilet paper being flushed down. You're too nice. You're scared to be too much. And the result that we have a lot of men that are passive, performative, and emotionally locked up. What does it mean, emotionally locked up? You don't know how to effectively, as a man, how to process your emotions without going off. I'm talking to someone today. I'm on someone's street. Salute DJ Troy. My guy, what's going on, my dude? Too many men who are shrinking. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to cause a stir. I don't want people. What's going on, Edwin? I don't want to say too much. Well, everybody's going this way. I don't want to go that way. Too many men are shrinking. You've been taught to shrink. And if I was to point at the camera right now, I'll say, especially you as black men been taught to shrink and to play little and to play like you haven't accomplished anything. Just this week, I had to get on my oldest son who is in the armed forces. He is doing his thing. I said, he took a picture. I said, son, you stand like you are Lawrence, like you are Destin Lawrence Adams, like you own the place. Don't you shrink back who you are. You come from good lineage. Do you know who you are? Do you know who you stand for? Too many men have been taught to shrink. Let me go to my next point. The silent wounds of shrinking. This one, I don't know if I can say this one. The silent wounds of shrinking. You apologize for having a standard. Well, you know, I don't like that, but it's okay. You apologize for having a standard. The silent wounds of shrinking. You are apologizing for having a standard. What kind of ham sandwich is this that you're going to apologize to the world, to your woman, to your kids, that you have a standard and this is what you stand for? Too many men are too apologetic when it comes to the standard that they need to have for themselves and everyone around around them. You better believe you come to my house, you come around me, I have a standard. I don't want to hear a whole bunch of hip hop parade stuff. I don't want to hear a bunch of complaining, and I don't want to hear a bunch of drama. I have a standard around me. My standard speaks before I even speak, because I have a standard. The silent wounds of shrinking is you apologize for having a standard. If you constantly apologizing to everybody because you have a standard, you are already shrinking. I'm here to tell you, baby boy. I'm here to tell you, bruh. I'm here to tell you, book. I'm here to tell you, them. You are shrinking already. I'm talking to you. I'm on your street. The next one is, this one might be too much for some of you guys, but I'm going to say it. You tolerate disrespect to keep the peace.
Execute Order 66.
Let me just play that again.
Execute Order 66.
You tolerate disrespect to keep the peace. How in the heavens and the earth are you going to tolerate disrespect just to keep the peace? You know, I don't want to rock the boat too much. But the person is disrespecting you on all fronts, and you tolerating it, and you said, you know what, this is okay. This is the first time they did it. If you apologizing and shucking and jiving, or like my grandfather said, you ain't worth a quarter because you tolerating disrespect to keep the peace. Sometimes you're going to have to rock the boat and disturb the peace because you should not allow anyone to disrespect you, especially as a man. The silent wounds of shrinking. You tolerate disrespect to keep the peace. You tolerate what? Disrespect to keep the peace. You say, oh man, that hurts. Yeah, because a lot of men, they don't want to deal with conflict because conflict is either two things for them. If I get into conflict, I'm gonna have to knuckle up, or I'm gonna have to argue. I don't feel like doing that. I'd rather deal with my peace. But you got to think, what's more important in this equation? Your peace or being disrespected? You have to weigh that out in your mind, like what is more important? Sometimes you need to hold your peace. Other times you need to tell them, I will not tolerate disrespect from you or anyone else. I don't care who you are. I don't care the color of your skin. I don't care who your mama is, who your daddy is, and what side of town you're from. You're not going to disrespect me. Save that for the back of the classroom. I'm here. So you might disturb somebody's peace because they're disrespecting you. The silent wounds of shrinking. You tolerate disrespect to keep the peace. Let's go to the next one. You play it small in the rooms where you're the most powerful one. I know I've been guilty of that. You play like you small in rooms where you're the most powerful one. You play it small, like, I ain't really, I'm not talking about bragging, but I'm talking about you playing the backfield, like, it ain't all like that. And like they know that you know what you know, but you playing like you don't know. Don't ask me to repeat that because I can't. So you playing small in rooms where you're the most powerful one. And I understand I did the whole thing about power moves and things like that about the game. But I'm telling you now, that is the silent wounds of shrinking when you decide to play small. Why are you playing small in rooms that you're the most powerful one? I remember I was at an event at the Caramoo House here in Cleveland. A lot of famous people have came through the Caramoo House. Ozzie Davis and other people have got their training here at the Caramoo House. It's a theater place. And I was there on official business, for the job. Sitting at the table with this executive. And he was talking about the things they wanted to do in the community and things like that. And I just sat there. I said, I acted like I owned the Caramoo House, and I acted like I knew what I was talking about, or actually I did. And I let them know, hey, my name is Lawrence D. Adams, and I am here. I am not about to play small just because you are an executive. Matter of fact, what you said was not the truth, but I'm not going to put you out like that. I have enough decorum to say I'm not going to do that. But I was not going to play small in that room when I know how powerful I am. You play small in rooms where you're the most powerful one. Are you playing small? So let's go over the silent wounds of shrinking again. You're apologizing for having standards. Let me say that again. You're apologizing for having a standard. You're tolerating disrespect to keep the peace. I cannot see how so many men on the social media, first you let somebody record you disrespecting you, but you want to keep the peace because let's keep it 100. You want to keep the peace because you want to make sure you can still get some peace.
Execute Order 66.
You want to keep the peace and you will tolerate disrespect because you want to make sure that you can keep getting some of that peace. Oh, I'm talking to you. I'm speaking right to the camera. I'm looking you right in your eye. Well, LDA, I don't want to mess up this good thing I have. At least I got a woman. But when she disrespects you, all bets are off. She'll never look at you the same. She'll never look at you the same if you allow her to disrespect you. So many people, men, I'm speaking to the men today, you allowing your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, even a dog don't even respect you. The cat walks by you and says, whatever. You tolerate disrespect to keep the peace. And I'm going to tell you what the first thing you need to do in this transformation time. You must begin to respect yourself no matter what. I'm talking to you. You must begin to respect yourself no matter what. Many times we're looking for others to respect us, that we have not taken the time to respect who we are as an individual. The reason why you're playing small because you don't believe that you're large. Why are you being a small fry when you are supersized? Why are you being a small fry at McDonald's when you are supersized? I don't understand it. You must be a big fry. They got to play extra just to get you in the room. Stop playing small in rooms. Now, let me put some framework around it. That doesn't mean that you begin to brag about who you are. No. It doesn't mean that you got to tell everybody, I got them new Nikes. I got them new Jordans. I just got this new car. I got this new girl. I'm married. No. Playing small is you shrinking so no one notice you. It's not about what you're saying. It's about how you presenting yourself to the world. It's time to lead. Woo. You're confronting my whole life, LDA. Thanks for so much, big bro. You're very welcome, bro. You're very welcome. That's why I'm here for transformation, not just for information. Forget the information, get the transformation. So it's not about telling everybody, see, if you got to announce all the things that you have, you already shrunk anyway. If you got to announce, I got a new car, I got the new house, I live over in Bracknell, I got this. If you got to announce all the things that you have, you don't have nothing. Let me help somebody. Wealth does not speak. It is who it is. It be's who it be. Forgive the English, but it's not correct, but it be who it be. You don't need to announce that who you are. When you walk into the room, people should feel when you walk into the room. Stop playing small. I don't care who it is. If the president of the United States comes into the room, you should be like, hello, President of the United States, good to meet you. You should not play small. You should put that steel in your back and hold your head up high and say, this is who I am. You have too many men who are playing small. You should be playing bigs in rooms that they're in. And that's that. Now, I don't care what you think about the president. One thing he will not do is play like he's small. I just watched him over in Saudi and Qatar and in Saudi Arabia and how he moved. You think if he went over there playing small that they were going to respect him? They have a whole different culture over there and how they view men. Let me make sure I'm drawing right now to what I'm saying. Let go of your political biases. Either way, I don't like him. He said this. Get that out of here. Grow up, be a man. If you think that he went over there, President of the United States went over there and played small, like he was nobody, just trying to tell everybody about the United States, and we're just a little worm. We're just trying to make it. Guess what's going to happen? Those people in the Middle East will disrespect him, dog him out, treat him like scum. Why? Because he decided to play small. That's why if you're part of the thinking class, you got to really think past your emotions and your biases and learn the lessons of what you see. Of course, I don't agree everything with the administration. There's some things I do agree with, but I'm looking at the lessons presented to me right in front of me. He's teaching you how to play big. And then what did the king of Saudi Arabia do? He plays big too. Oh, you got this in the United States? Look at this place. Look at that place. They refuse to shrink their masculinity and they refuse to shrink who they are. Many of you have decided to shrink because you don't know who you are. Reclaim the voice. Masculinity isn't noisy, isn't noise. It's clarity and command. Let me break this down. Masculinity isn't noise. It's clarity and it commands. It's very clear on where it stands and it commands. Let me speak to your masculinity right now. It's not noisy and confused. It's very clear and it commands. A man commands. Inside of there, it says, inside of the word command is the word man. It's very clear. Reclaiming the voice. Spiritual men don't hide. They walk with presence and speak with authority. Uh-oh, right here, right now. Spiritual men don't hide. They walk with presence and speak with authority. Do you speak with authority or do you speak like a weakling who don't know who he is? Do you walk into the room with presence? Do you walk in the room and everyone knows who you are without you even saying a word? Spiritual men don't hide. They walk with presence. How does a spiritual man walk with presence? Uh-oh, here we go. Because he connected to the source of all sources, which is God. So he walks with a presence. If you walk with God let me break this down. If you walk with God and you walk as God, you walk with presence. And you walk not just in your authority, you walk in the authority of the one who sent you and the one that is with you. Spiritual men don't hide. They walk with presence because they're connected to the source of all sources, who is God. and they speak with authority. How can they speak with authority? Because they're not speaking from just their authority. They're speaking from the authority that's deep inside of them, the God that's inside of them. When you speak, it should make some people tremble. Like, whoa, who is this person? Do you think that Malcolm X drunk? He spoke as a God inside of this world. Do you think that Brother Malcolm shrunk or Brother Martin shrunk? They spoke as gods inside of this world and earth. They had a presence about them. If we were to go a little further, we look at Michael Jackson. We said Michael Jackson didn't speak like that. Get him on the phone and you messing with his money, you'll find a different Michael Jackson. You'll find that Joseph showed up and not Michael Joseph Jackson showed up. You'll find Joe come out of Michael. Why? Because Michael Jackson had a presence about him and he spoke with authority. Cross Michael and find out. Cross Michael Jackson and find out. Reclaim the voice, reclaiming your voice. Masculinity isn't noisy, it's clear and it commands. Spiritual men don't hide. If you hiding and shucking and jiving, you already shrinking as a man. You already shrinking. And I could give an analogy, but I ain't gonna give it. Just by me seeing it, you should know what I'm talking about. We're shrinking. You're shrinking as a man. You cannot walk with presence and speak with authority. 3, let's go to point D. Leadership starts with decisions. Leadership is a choice, not about followers. It's about direction. You can lead others if you can't lead others if you keep asking for permission to be yourself. Let me slow that down and get some water. You can't lead. Y'all better catch this one. You can't lead others if you keep asking for permission to be yourself.
Execute Order 66.
You can't lead others if you keep asking for permission to be yourself. How many of y'all today, and I'm talking to you, are asking for permission to be who you are? Well, it's the white man holding me down. It's the black man holding me down. It's the government, man. They couldn't Medicaid. They're doing this. Who's holding you back but you? You can't lead others if you keep asking for permission to be yourself. Are you asking for permission to be who you are? Let me get to the point of this teaching today. You were trained to shrink. It's time to lead. That's why this class is not for everyone. That's the reason why we have a master class coming up. $97 gets you in. We're going for 5 days straight. It's a 5-day challenge where we need to reactivate your masculinity, reactivate your leadership, reactivate your spirituality. $97 get you in, and we're going to walk through this, not skate through it, walk through it. Some of y'all need that one-on-one consultation. We got that set up too. Normally my consultation is $2,000. But what I want to do is, because I give so much value and I want to share and pour inside of you, it's $2,000. Yes, $2,000 for the one-on-one consultation. But with that, you're going to go from 0 to hero. So let's go back to the teaching. You can't lead others if you keep asking for permission to be yourself. Okay. Well, why are you looking for permission to be yourself? From this day on, you will say to yourself, I will not ask for permission to be myself anymore. Let me help you out. I will not ask for permission from anyone, anything to be myself. I will not ask for permission from anyone, I don't care who it is, to be myself. I was listening to Lucario and Steve the Dean, and they were doing a panel with some other guys who were talking about dating, and I thought it was quite interesting. And they were saying that they were teaching men first to pretty much to respect themselves and not try to go and try to please a woman. I said, that's it. You need to learn how to get permission from yourself and say, I'm going to be myself. Do you know it's better to get someone who's going to celebrate you that's going to then tolerate you? That is the reason why the world has been training you to shrink. If you put a number 1 in the chat room if you really want to know the reason why the world has been wants to train you to shrink as men. Put a number 1 in the chat room if you want to know why the world has been training you to shrink. I'm going to share something. Put a number 1 in the chat room if you want to know why the world has been training you to shrink. First person to put 1. We're waiting for you to put a 1. Put a 1 in the chat room if you want to know why the world has been training you to shrink, especially you men. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service too. Navy, thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. The reason why the world has been training you as men to shrink is so they can control you and lead you by your desires and by your lower nature. Say it another way, LDA. They can lead you by your phallus. You don't know what phallus is, your dick. And lead you by that and control you. That's why they want you to shrink. They will give you the identity that they want you to have and not the identity that you were stamped by God before you got here to be. This is the reason why they want you to shrink. It is to control your mind, your emotions, your desires, and what you want. So the more I get men to shrink and not lead, the more I can lead them. Say it another way, LDA. Now, if I get them to shrink, I will now, oh, I shouldn't be saying this. I shouldn't say this one. If I get men to shrink and not lead, now I'll get their women, I will empower their women to control them and lead them and be more masculine than they are. Ooh, I shouldn't say it. Ooh, I shouldn't be sharing this. Should not be sharing this. Say it again, LDA, because I know those in the back of the room got to hear this. If I get men to shrink, the enemy that's after your soul, there's an enemy who wants you to shrink, to not be the best version of yourself. So what I'll do is I'll get men to shrink. Then I will empower the women to control those men, and those men are never walk in their full potential of who they are. They will be led by their nose by the women. They will be led by the booty and the cutie and not by the potential of what they can do. Do you understand the enemy's goal is for you to shrink who you are? That's the reason why you've been trained to shrink, is so that the enemy, can control you from being the best version of who you are. I'm talking to you, brothers. This enemy is diabolical. This enemy does not care what color your skin, does not care your background. The goal is for you to shrink and not be the best version of yourself. Do you understand this enemy? It comes not only when you're awake, but it talks to you when you're asleep. It says shrink, don't speak up, tolerate disrespect. Apologize for having a standard. Do you understand this enemy? This enemy has been running after you like a shadow, trying to train you to shrink and not be the best version of who you are. This enemy is sinister. It's been in your programming since you went to school. It's been in some of your households. This enemy is after one thing: your soul, your masculinity, and your purpose. Are you going to allow this enemy to decay the fabric of your mind, of your purpose, of your masculinity, of your desires that are from God? Are you going to allow this enemy to destroy you from the inside out and destroy your relationships with women? Are you going to allow this enemy to destroy your desires? Or are you going to stand up and say, I will not shrink as a man? I don't care what I was taught. I was born to lead. Some of you need to come band together with me and speak to the enemy that's been after your soul to try to destroy you, and says, nope, I will not shrink. It's time for me to lead. Get behind me or get ran over. Some of you need to speak to that enemy that's been after you. We're standing together as men, masculine men, and their manhood who's connected to their spirituality, to God. It says, I will not allow the enemy to destroy cause me to shrink anymore. If this is resonating with you, let me know in the chat room. If this is resonating with you, let me know in the chat room. If you're still shrinking, and you're not ready to stand up, lace up your boots and attack this enemy, this channel ain't for you. This ain't for you. Go listen to some other stuff. Go listen to, because this is not about information. It's about transformation here. If you're going to allow the enemy to shrink you, you're in the wrong channel. Go listen to somebody else. Go listen to get some more information. Search the internet, and I'm going. No, this ain't for you. I'm talking to the men who have been bamboozled, tricked, who have been shrinking on the inside, who wants to come up and says, I will now lead. I will defeat the enemy who's been attacking my mind and my soul. That's who this class is for. It is not for anyone else. That's why I don't care about the numbers. I'm looking for the men who want to say, I'm waiting for my voice to be heard. And one of the main areas that the enemy comes at for men is their voice. This place right here, there's a chakra right here. That's a whole nother teaching behind the scenes. But this place right here, where you don't speak your truth. What did he say? Spiritual men don't hide. They walk with presence and speak with authority. One of the most scariest things to your enemy is when you walk with a presence and you speak with authority. Are you afraid of the enemy that's been shaping you since you was a little boy? Or are you going to stand up and speak to that enemy that says, I will take you out right now. I will demolish you. I will do things to you. You will not. You need to confront that enemy and know where the enemy is, mainly in your mind. Whatever battle you battling in the inside of you just causing you to shrink, says, I don't, I just want to be regular. I don't. If that's you, the enemy got you. It's causing you to shrink already. If you walking around crying, look at you doing this. It ain't good. Got you. But I'm here. It says, stand up. Don't shrink anymore. Let me go over the notes one more time so you get it. Don't. Society has taught you to shrink, to be nice. Don't be too much. Tone it down for others. Results being become passive, performative, and emotionally locked up. The silent wounds of shrinking. You apologize for having a standard. You tolerate disrespect to keep the peace. You play it small in rooms where you are the most powerful. 1. Reclaim your voice. Masculinity isn't noisy. It's clear, it's clarity, and it commands. Spiritual men don't hide. They walk with presence and speak with authority. Leadership is a choice, not about followers. It's about direction. You can't lead others if you keep asking for permission to be yourself. Here's the challenge for you today as men. Here's the challenge. This week, speak the truth in the moment where you normally shut up. Let it land, not apologize, no edit. This week, I want you to speak the truth in the moment where you would normally be quiet. Let it land, don't apologize, and don't edit. Let me say that again. This is the challenge for you today. If you want to really defeat the enemy that's been coming after you, after your masculinity, after your spirituality, and after anything else, this week challenge. Now, if you don't want to challenge, you ain't ready. You this class, don't come listen to me anymore. Go to another channel. Go listen to somebody else who's not going to challenge you. Let me say this. Men grow through challenge, not through playing. Today, I was at the gym and I was doing my sets. Doing the curls. And I said, I need to challenge myself. I'm playing myself here. I've been going to the gym and I haven't went past a certain set number and I haven't pushed myself. So this week, this Friday, when I went to the gym early this morning, I said, I'm going to push myself, do an extra set, and do some extra reps. So even though it was hurting, it's like, yeah. I said, I gotta do it. Because I had to push myself past the point that I was comfortable at. What am I saying to you? If you need to be pushed past the point that you're comfortable at, you need to take this challenge. Or are you going to sit on the sidelines and be a weakling for the rest of your life? Some of y'all enjoy being a weakling and complaining and these women and this and that because it gives you comfort. It's like your little binky that you have in your mouth to keep you satisfied. This week, speak your truth. Don't apologize about it. Don't back away from it. Don't edit it. I dare you. If you say LDA, I'm having problems struggling with this enemy that you talked about. I've been shrinking for so long. How do I get out of this? Soon as I said this, I thought of an analogy. Have you ever seen a balloon with no air in it? It has no life in it. That's how some of you guys are in this world, in your relationship, at your job, in business. It has no, if I had a balloon here, you'll see how limp it is. You see how much it shrinks. But in order for that balloon to be able to rise, you had to put air in it. Some of y'all need life poured in you so that you can expand as a man. Some of y'all need someone to say, speak life inside of you so that you can expand as a man. You need to get that one-on-one consultation with me. You need to get that $97 challenge. Get in and say, hey, LDA, I ain't playing about this no more. It's 2025. I got to get mine. Or you're going to constantly search the internet looking for more information instead of getting transformation. Let me say this. It's my way of serving you. It's my way of pouring into you. I don't either. If you sign up, you don't. I'm not looking for it. But let me say this, brothers. Shrinking was survival, but you're not surviving anymore. You're leading now, and there are just a new version of you, or get left. Let me say that again. Shrinking was for survival, but you're not surviving anymore. You're leading now. Either you adjust or get left. Some of y'all have been on survival mode for so long that you don't know that you need to lead. Some of you have been on survival mode. The enemy of your soul wants you to be constantly on survival mode. Survive, survive, survive. And it never gets you to the place that you thrive, 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 or that you lead, lead, lead. Have you been tricked by the enemy to be in survival mode instead of being in thriving mode? When I watched this morning actually, and I looked at the king of salty, and I looked at his wife, who has more money than a lot of people here in the United States. They're not surviving over there. Sorry, they're not surviving. They're actually thriving. Not even thriving, they're beyond thriving. And it's not just the wealth, it's the mindset that they're in abundance. How much more you to get out of the survivor mode? Do I need to help you with the survivor mode? I wish this was plugged up to this and I would play that song. Good times. And we lucky we had them. Good times. Just looking out of the window. No, stop looking out of the window. You need to go from surviving to the place where you are thriving in every area of your life. But if you're shrinking as a man, you're survival mode. But if you begin to stop shrinking and begin to lead, you're going to thriving. Let's go. Appreciate you, bro. Most of the content out there is to get you to survive. I'm a survivor. Oh, that's the wrong song. But you're not here to survive. You're here to thrive. But if you're shrinking, playing small, I don't want nobody to see me. Guess what's going to happen? This world will eat you up alive. You will be taken advantage. That is the reason why some of you are losing with the relationship thing. I could throw some game out now. Because you coming as a survivor and she coming as a thriver. And guess what? You're losing every time. But if you come as, this is who I am, I will not shrink who I am because, whoa. Let me help somebody else. Let me help somebody out. You have put everything else on the pedestal in your life. That is the reason why you've been shrinking. It's time for you to step back and put yourself back on the pedestal. Let me say it again slowly. Some of y'all have been putting everything else on the pedestal of your in your life instead of putting yourself and your connection with God back on the throne. Who's sitting on the throne in your life? Is it that girl with the big booty? Is it that job with the big money? Is it that car that ain't nobody got? Is it living on this side of town? But it's causing you to shrink because you putting that in the place to where it needs to be. You cannot shrink anymore. You must put yourself back in the proper place. Salute to my brother. Love. Let me give some love to my brother. My brother right here. Love, Uncle LDA and Chap. I'm actually happy I caught your live. I've been so busy. I acquired a portfolio with 19 offices here in the DMV, PA, and Boston. It's exciting. Blessings to everyone. Shout out to the brother showing some love. That's what I'm talking about. He couldn't do it if he was shrinking, if he was worried about what other people think, if he was apologizing for having a standard. He could not acquire a portfolio with 19 offices in 3 different states if he was shrinking as a man. You can't lead as a man if you're shrinking and doing those things. So I congratulate my brother. He's been a long time listener, long time financial supporter of the thinking class. I appreciate him. 19 offices. What is your excuse? Well, I'm waiting on my mama. I'm waiting on my dad. If this I don't want to hear no excuse out of you. Either you're surviving or you're thriving or you're beyond thriving. Let's read what he said. Love, LDA and chat. I'm actually happy I caught you live. I've been so busy. I acquired a portfolio with 19 offices here in the DMV, PA, and Boston. It's exciting. Blessing to everyone. That's when this is where the example of a man who is not shrinking, but he is what? Leading. If you're going to go from information to transformation, you cannot shrink anymore who you are. Some of you are saying, well, LDA, I heard what you said today. I need a transformation. Quick, fast, in a hurry. You need to reach out to me so that we can schedule that one-on-one to see if you qualify to work to get you from 0 to hero immediately. No more shrink. No more shrink itch. You must thrive. You must what? Thrive. Or are you going to allow the enemy? Are you going to allow the enemy to kill the part of you, your masculinity, in these streets? Or are you going to allow the enemy in some of the women that you're choosing that's not right for you? Some of y'all can't recognize the enemy because you're too enamored by the booty. Don't worry, I've been there too. With that being said, today, the challenge today, speak your truth unapologetically. Don't waver from who you are. Look the enemy in his eye and tell him, I got you. I got you. I got you. You're done. And if you look at the word enemy, you see something. If you see it slowly, inner me, enemy, in me. Some of the things that you need to defeat is the enemy that's in you and not on the outside of you. If this is resonating with you, make sure you leave a comment after the video. You need to get that one-on-one with LDA or that group coaching, because I want to do a group coaching. That's $97. Everybody get in. We do a Zoom call, or we do a behind the scenes, and you come in and we tackle the things that you need to get tackled to get your transformation in your life. That's what the thinking class is now. I'm not here to hold nobody's hand. I'm here to serve you. But this ain't for everybody. This class ain't for everyone. This broadcast ain't for everyone. Well, look at your numbers. I don't care about the numbers anymore. I don't care about the subscribers. I love the subscribers. Thank you. I'm here to see men go from hero to zero, reclaim their masculinity in such a powerful way that not only do they shake the world inside of them, that they shape and shake the world around them. That's the reason why LDA is doing what he's doing. If you're familiar with the show, you know what this means. Next Friday, join me. This class ain't for everybody. I'm saying, this class ain't for everybody. Oh, let me load the music. We need to do a live meetup. We got to do a live meetup with everybody who's part of the thinking class. We need to do a live meetup. I'll fly out to wherever it is. We do a mutual spot. We need to fly out. We need to do a live meetup exclusively with those who are part of the inner circle of the thinking class. So I want to make sure I put that out there. You got to do a live meetup. Like I said, this ain't for everybody. LD has been saying this for this class ain't for everybody. This ain't for everybody. This ain't for everybody. You want information and entertainment? I ain't the one. I'm here to bring you transformation. I'm here to make you a better man. I'm here to smack the dust off your nappy head and get you to the next level. You think I'm flying? You better be you the one lying. That being said, Lawrence D. Adams, and I'm out.